Alright, welcome to this video. This is lesson 7, solving equations with rational exponents. Here's our agenda for this video. We're going to talk about the overview, the objective, talk about the new material, try some practice problems, and then I'll leave y'all for the independent practice. There's no IXL. I actually created a Google form for y'all to practice these questions. Here's our objective for this lesson. Students will solve equations with rational exponents. So our big idea for the unit is still polynomial functions, and a rational exponent equation is a type of polynomial function. Here's the overview. So we learned in the last lesson how to simplify rational expressions. Now we are going to solve equations with rational expressions. So remember, a rational expression has an exponent which is a fraction. So something like this, x to the power of a over b. Here's an example of an equation that we will learn to solve. So x to the 2/3 equals 27. We're going to try and figure out what is x. All right, to begin, let's talk about what a rational exponent really means. So x to the a over b, we can actually rewrite that as x to the 1 over b, all of that to the 8th power. And remember that x to the 1 over b is the same thing as the bth root of x. So in other words, we do the root first, and then we square whatever our result is. So for example, 27 to the 2/3. Well, that can be rewritten as 27 to the 1/3 squared. Now remember that 27 to the 1/3 is the same thing as the cube root of 27. Well, that's actually just 3. And then 3 squared is 9. So 27 to the 2/3 is actually 9. So here are the steps we're going to use to solve these sorts of equations. Step 1, raise both sides of the equation to the power that cancels the rational exponent. Step 2, simplify any numbers with rational exponents. And then step 3, solve any remaining pieces. So let's try this example over here. Step 1, raise both sides of the equation to the power that cancels the rational exponent. So my rational exponent here is negative 4 over 3. So to cancel that, I'm actually going to raise it to the power of negative 3 over 4, just the reciprocal. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I'm raising both sides to the power of negative 3 over 4. Let me just rewrite that down here. The right-hand side, these two numbers are going to cancel. That's exactly why I did it. So they would cancel, and I'm going to be left with x to the 1 power, which is really just x. Okay, so now I need to figure out step 2. Simplify any numbers with rational exponents. Let's figure out what 1 over 16 to the negative 3 over 4, what does that mean? Well, here's something you need to remember. If you have a negative exponent, you can actually flip it. It's a fraction. So 1 over x to the negative a is actually just x to the a. So 1 over 16 to the negative 3/4 is actually just 16 to the 3/4. Alright, now we're on to step 3. Solve any remaining pieces. I'm sorry, we're still on step 2. We need to finish simplifying this. So this means that we have 16 to the 1/4, and that is cubed. So what's 16 to 1/4? What's the 4th root of 16? Well, you can put that in your calculator and you'll get that it equals 2. So now we do 2 cubed and we get 8. So my final answer here is actually 8. We didn't actually have to get to step 3 in this problem. Let's try this one. Step 1, raise both sides of the equation to the power that cancels the exponent. Alright, so here I've got 3 over 2, so I got to raise it to the 2 over 3. So that way it'll cancel. I have to do it to both sides. This will cancel here, that's why I do that. The left-hand side will come down. Now the right-hand side is going to be 125 to the 2/3. So step 2, simplify any numbers with rational exponents. So let's simplify this right-hand side. I'm going to rewrite that as 125 to the 1/3 squared. Remember, this left-hand side is just going to come down. Now 125 to the 1/3 is the cube root of 125. That's going to be 5. Now if you're ever wondering where I get these numbers from, you can plug this in directly to your calculator. You'll get 5, and then we got to square that. 5 squared is equal to 25. So here we've got x plus 5 equals 25. Now we actually have to do step 3. Solve any remaining pieces. So I'm going to subtract 5 here, and my final answer is going to be x equals 20. All right, let's try this last question. Step 1, raise both sides to the power that cancels the rational exponent. So I'm going to raise this to the 3 over 5. I got to do that on both sides. This will cancel. The right-hand side is going to come down. And now I need to simplify. I'm going to just go ahead and rewrite this right away. That's a 3. The left-hand side. Okay, because 243 to the 3/5, that changed to 243 to the 1/5 cubed. 243 to the 1/5, that's the 5th root of 243. That's actually going to be 3. Write this again. Now 3 squared, that's going to be 27. And now I'm on to step 3, solve any remaining pieces. So let me add 3 to both sides. You get 30 equals 10x. Let me divide by 10. And I get 3 equals x. Alright, that's it for this video. Now it's time for y'all to practice. I created a Google form like I had mentioned with independent practice problems. It's called Lesson 7, Solving Equations with Rational Exponents. It's in the Google Classroom. If you need help, please send me an email with your question or join me during my office hours on Zoom. Alright, best of luck.